What if I told you a killer roamed free for 33 years? Welcome to Sherlock Mode. September 1986. Rural Hwaseong, South Korea. A quiet farming town where everyone knew each other. Until darkness crept into their lives forever. The first victim was a 71-year-old grandmother, found strangled with her own clothing in October. Police initially thought it was an isolated incident, but the killer was just getting started. 3 weeks later, another woman was found dead. 25 years old, same brutal method of killing. The pattern was becoming terrifyingly clear. A serial killer was hunting women in Hwaseong. The killer had a signature method of operation. He used his victims' own stockings and underwear, binding and strangling them in the most intimate betrayal. Fear gripped the entire community like ice. Women stopped going out after dark alone. But the predator continued his deadly hunt. By 1988, 8 women were dead. The youngest victim was only 13 years old. This time, he had entered her bedroom. The killer was becoming more brazen and dangerous. 2 million police officers joined the massive manhunt. They investigated 21,000 suspects without success. The pressure to catch the killer was overwhelming. Then they arrested a 22-year-old welder. Yoon had a disability from childhood polio. Police tortured him for 3 days without rest. Sleep deprivation and beatings broke his spirit. He confessed to the 13th girl's murder. But Yoon was completely innocent of the crime. The real killer continued murdering while Yoon rotted. 2 more women died before the killing stopped. 10 women dead, 1 innocent man imprisoned. The case went cold for 30 long years. Meanwhile, the real killer was hiding in plain sight. Lee Choon-jae lived as a violent alcoholic. He brutally abused his wife and young son. In 1994, his rage exploded again. He raped and murdered his sister-in-law with a hammer. Finally, Lee was caught and sentenced to life. But his previous crimes remained a secret. 20 years passed before technology caught up. 2019 brought a shocking breakthrough. Advanced DNA analysis linked Lee to the murders. His genetic material was found on victims' clothing. Police confronted Lee with the damning evidence. At first, he denied everything completely. But the DNA proof was absolutely undeniable. Lee finally broke down and confessed everything. 14 murders and 30 rapes over 8 years. He drew detailed pictures of his brutal crimes. Lee showed no remorse for his victims' suffering. He said killing was as natural as breathing. The innocent man Yoon was finally vindicated. After 31 years, justice was partially served. But Lee cannot be prosecuted for his crimes. The law's time limit had already expired in 2006. Lee remains in prison only for his sister-in-law's murder. This case changed South Korean law enforcement forever. It inspired Bong Joon-ho's masterpiece Memories of Murder. The victims' families finally knew the truth. But their pain could never be fully healed. The Hwaseong murders remain Korea's most infamous cold case. A chilling reminder that evil can hide anywhere. If you enjoyed unraveling this mystery, like and subscribe to Sherlock Mode.